And welcome to 2 Minutes with 2 Lenses. Today I've picked out 2 lenses which share a few interesting characteristics, but certainly resemble nothing like each other and are separated by several decades in their original manufacture. So first we have here the Nikkor 135 f2, which has an built-in integral hood, is an amazing lens, something that photographers dreamt about. I'm sure if they didn't own it, they wanted it back in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s. This lens, you could feel all the engravings are there. It is a solid, approximately almost 2 pounds. This lens, of course, the Fujifilm XF200 f2, is just a simple, modern, gorgeous masterpiece, and I say that with some bias, but I love using this lens. Great for wildlife, great for walking around town, even if you want to grab some scene shots, especially now, keeping your distance. Great street lens. This is on the XT4. The reason I point these two out, 135 f2, 200 f2. When you use the converter that I have, and you can get, of course, on a 135, and you put it on a body like the XT4, you now have approximately the same focal length. You're at 135 times 1.5, which is about 202.5. It is wonderful to use on a body like the XT4, and I highly recommend if you're going to do something like that with a telephoto and then have the extension of the 1.5 conversion, you will need a body with image stabilization. That image stabilization using an old style manual focus lens really makes the shooting experience more enjoyable. Actually, too, these lenses both have 9 aperture blades, 9 rounded, 9 straight. So a different way of going at it, even though this lens, which is approximately a 214,000 serial number, is probably from the early 80s, and we know this lens is from just a few years ago. So this is on, just for info, this is on a Nikon F2 with its MD2 motor drive and the MB, the battery pack on the bottom. A beautiful, fully manual lens, has that old style. And then, of course, the Fujifilm, which is my ultimate favorite, bias included, has a beautiful quiet shutter. That is amazing. And then if we flick it into high speed, a wonderful thing. So the XF200 f2, the Nikon 135 f2, 2 lenses for 2 minutes. Thanks for stopping by.